Hello, everyone. It says I am live, so I'm hoping everything is working, that you guys can hear me on this YouTube live. I'm doing something different today and actually going live on YouTube. Usually I go live on Facebook, but StreamYard, which is the platform that I'm using, does not allow me to go live on both unless I have a certain type of account. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go live on YouTube instead of Facebook today. So I'm excited to be able to chat with you guys. And the topic today is interesting. It's definitely something that I don't talk about on my channel. I don't talk about most of the time, period. So we're going to be talking about sports and athletes, which again is not my type of topic. I don't usually talk about that on the YouTube or my podcast, which is Women Faith Plus Business. But there are a lot of lessons to learn from a recent docuseries that came out on Netflix. So I wanted to kind of just break it down in this YouTube live. So as I check, okay, so it looks like everything is working, the audio is working, so I can get started on the topic for today. So as I mentioned, I'm jumping on this YouTube live to share a little bit about some lessons that I learned from watching the popular Netflix docuseries called Sprint. So if you haven't had an opportunity to watch this docuseries, it's out on Netflix, and it's basically a docuseries talking about key athletes, like really prime athletes that have won many awards on different platforms, including the Olympics, and really following them and following their success. So I really felt like, wow, there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from these athletes and what they went through to be super successful in their field and apply to business, right? So we can actually apply these same lessons from this Netflix docuseries to business. So that's kind of what I wanted to jump on here and talk to you about. So before I get started, it's always good to do just an introduction in case this is the first time you're coming across one of my lives, especially since I don't do YouTube lives very often, just to introduce myself real quickly so you know who I am, what I do. And then, of course, we'll get into the content. So I am Nadine Mullings, owner of Nadine Mullings Marketing Agency. And in the agency, we help women of faith in business who may be struggling to market and promote their business, their books, or their brands. So we really help you to create a strategy so you can attract the people that you're actually called to serve in the marketplace. So that is the work that I do in the world. That is who I help, and it's definitely one of the things that I really love to do. So as I mentioned, and as you can probably see from the title of this live, we're talking about the Netflix docuseries Sprint. So this Netflix docuseries really followed key athletes over, I want to say maybe a couple of months, over several races, and really went behind the scenes with their lives and what they do. And so there are actually 6 key things that I'm going to talk about today. And there's 3 key things that I really want to highlight of the six key things that we're going to talk about. So all of these key things are success lessons that can apply not only to sports and athletes, but also to business and business owners and entrepreneurs. One of the key things that I got from the documentary, and I would love if you're watching on the live or if you're watching on the replay, if you happen to watch the Netflix documentary Sprint, put it in the comment section. I would love to hear your take on it, what you got from it, what were some of the key success strategies that you felt can be applied to life and business when you watched the docuseries, or if you didn't watch the docuseries, you can put that in the comment section too. Did not watch the docuseries. If you don't have Netflix, and you didn't get a chance to watch the docuseries, put that in the comment section too. I'm just interested, out of those people that watch, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, how many people actually really watched the docuseries Sprint. All right, so I kind of laid the concept in front of you as to what the docuseries was about. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, it's really following these high performance athletes and learning about their training, learning about their life, and learning about them overall, and then following them to the actual races before the Olympics. I want to say it's the World Championship races, and seeing the results of what happened at that particular race, and those races that they raced. So that was what the docuseries was all about. So the first thing, and this isn't one of the 6 things that I wanted to feature or highlight as success strategies, but the first thing I wanted to mention was that most of what they went through, 90% of it was mental, right? It was all about their minds. And I believe it even said in the documentary that when it comes to sports, when it comes to athletics, and I believe when it comes to life and business too, 90% of this game is mental. 90% of your success will come from your mental ability. So I think that was one of the key things from the docuseries that really stood out. And as a reminder that we really have to get our mental game in place. We really have to get our mindset together when it comes to business, because 90% of any game, whether you're an athlete, whether you're in business, whether it's life, 90% of it is going to be how you handle things mentally. It's a mental game. So as we talk about the mental side of things, let's talk about 6 key things that support you mentally in order to succeed in athletics, in sports, in business, in life. What are those 6 key things that I wanted to just highlight in this Facebook, I'm so used to saying Facebook, in this YouTube live. So the first thing that really stood out for me in the documentary was determination. If you want to succeed in life, in business, in any endeavor for that matter, you have to be determined. You're always going to have obstacles. You're always going to have challenges. You're always going to have struggles. So in order to succeed and achieve at a higher level, determination is key. So that first thing is determination. And as we go through each one of these, I want you to question it for yourself. Are you at a high level of determination in order to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve, whether these are goals that relate to business, whether these are goals that relate to personal things, or whether these are goals that relate to sports, right? Which is what the docuseries was all about. That key success thing that really stood out from the docuseries is determination. How determined are you to succeed at what you have set out to do? So determination was number 1. The second thing that really stood out for me was resilience, because with these athletes, a lot of things happen. They get injured. There were many athletes that they featured that may had some injury that they had to recover from, or they weren't feeling their best and they still had to race. So there's a level of resilience, that bounce back factor, that no matter what happens in life, no matter what happens in business, no matter what happens in sports, you have to be able to be resilient. You have to be able to bounce back from adversity. So one of the key success factors that we can relate to business as well as athletes and as well as life in general is resilience. And as I mentioned, think about each one of these factors as we go through each one of these key success strategies, and how it applies to you. What is your resilience level at? Are you at a level 5? If something comes your way and knocks you down, are you down for a day? Are you down for a week? Or are you down for the count? Or do you have that resilience? Do you have that ability to bounce back? Because that really is a key lesson from this docuseries Sprint, was that a lot of these athletes had to be resilient. A lot of these athletes had to have that bounce back ability. So determination was number 1, resilience number 2. The third thing that I really saw from the docuseries, the Netflix docuseries Sprint, was coach, right? Every last athlete, there's not one single athlete that did not have a coach. There was nobody going into these games, going into the sports arena by themselves, right? They always had a coach, someone that can really look at things that they may not necessarily see for themselves, right? So the coach will give you guidance, the coach will give you direction, the coach will give you instruction on how to be better at your game, whatever that game may be. So having a coach is vital. And I think a lot of times we think of coaching in just the athletic and sports arena, but over the last couple of years, maybe decades now, coaching in all areas of our life has become a thing, right? If you're struggling with your health, looking into getting a health coach that can help coach you, give you the instructions, the guidance, the direction to make you be healthier or make yourself in a better healthy place, hiring a health coach. There's business coaches, of course. If you're struggling in your business and you need that guidance, that support, that accountability, that instruction, hiring a business coach is key. There's actually coaching in probably every area of your life that you may struggle in. If you're struggling with relationships, there's relationship coaches. If you're struggling with dating, there's dating coaches. So coaching is definitely not limited to the arena of sports, even though initially that's at least how I know of coaching is in the sports arena. But any area of life, you can have a coach. And I think this is one of the key success principles in life, in business, in sports, is making sure you have a coach in your corner, someone that's going to guide you, instruct you, show you your blind spots, show you areas where you need improving. So that is a coach, and that is key. The fourth thing that I think is key when it comes to success in any arena, whether that's sports, life, or business, is having a support system. So in addition to having a coach that's there to, instruct you, guide you, give you direction, having people to lean on in your life that also understand your vision, also support you fully. One example that I feel really stood out in the docuseries Sprint was Noah Lyles, right? Noah Lyles is an American 100-meter and 200-meter sprinter, and his support system was his mother. His mother went to most of his meets. His mother was there cheering in the audience. His mother was there supporting his dream, supporting his vision. His mother was a key supporter when it came to Noah Lyles, right? So in addition to having a coach, who are those key supporters in your life? Who are those key people who will really feed into you and support you, encourage you, motivate you, inspire you when things are tough and life gets difficult? Who is going to be your support system? So most, if not all, of these athletes had key support systems in order for them to really reach the level of success that they reached when it comes to athletics. So determination, resilience, a coach, and then a support system. The fifth thing I want to talk about is belief. Now, this is one that really stood out for me, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit deeper once I get through all six of them. You have to have belief, right? Almost every single athlete, as they were interviewing them, talked about believing and the importance of believing in themselves, right? Believing they can achieve, believing they can win the race, believing they can get the gold medal. Belief is a core fundamental value, a core fundamental strategy, a core fundamental principle, a core fundamental factor when it comes to succeeding in life and in business. Is you have to have belief, right? So actually, I'll probably go deeper on belief now before I touch on the last one. So there are three things that I want to highlight when it comes to belief that really stood out for me in the docuseries. Number one is believing in your ability. When you've gone through all the training, the coach has given you all the instructions and the guidance and support from your support system, you then have to go inwards and believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can actually do it. You can achieve it. And a large part of believing in yourself is believing you have the ability to achieve that certain thing, right? You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in your ability to achieve that thing that you're aspiring to do. So belief is huge. And I'm almost positive that in the docuseries, whether it was Noah Lyles, Shakara Richardson, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, Shakira Jackson, I couldn't remember all the names, had to make sure I write them down. They all talked about belief in some way, shape, or form, and the importance of believing, right? So, believing in yourself is key, believing in your ability, not succumbing to self doubt, right? When you start to doubt, then that starts to leave room for you not to perform well. When you start doubting your ability, when you start doubting that you're going to do the thing that you're setting out to achieve. So that is why it's so important to believe in your abilities, believe in yourself. And here's the thing that I love to talk about, when it comes to the podcast or in the YouTube channel is faith, right? So having that faith. So faith is really a belief in God, right? Having a belief that it will come to fruition because of a higher power. And of course, on this channel, I don't talk about source or the universe. I talk about God, the creator of the universe. So having that belief in your creator, having that belief in God, knowing that he's given you the ability, he's given you everything that you need to succeed in what he's assigned you to do in the world. So having that belief in God is key too. And even though it wasn't really a large theme in the docuseries, it definitely was mentioned. People talked about their belief in God, their belief in a higher being, a belief in a higher power, right? So that does play a key role and a key factor when it comes to achieving and succeeding in life, in business, in the sports arena, is that belief, right? The sixth thing, as I mentioned, six key things that really are success lessons from the docuseries Sprint on Netflix was confidence, right? You have to have a level of confidence as you do anything. If you're going to achieve your goals, if you're going to achieve a result, you have to have confidence that you're going to be able to do it. So confidence is the opposite of doubting. We talked about doubt before, when you doubt in whether you can achieve or you have the ability. Confidence is when you're sure of it, right? You have assurance that you will do the thing. You're so confident that sometimes it can be actually borderline, what's the other word? Arrogance, right? It's borderline arrogance, but not quite arrogance. Arrogance is more stepping into the negative side of confidence and being more confident in yourself, but not confident from divine confidence that God has placed in you. So I'm not talking about arrogance, and I'm not talking about being boasty. I'm talking about having a level of confidence, knowing that God has gifted you with the ability to succeed. God has gifted you with the capability. God has gifted you with all these things. So you should stand confidently knowing that you will achieve the thing. So confidence is a key element of success when it comes to life, when it comes to business, when it comes to sports. Some people that stood out when they talked about the different sprinters and athletes that had large amounts of confidence, maybe borderline arrogance or borderline boastiness, was Noah Lyles, right? He really had this presence of confidence when he stepped on the track. He's like, I'm going to win this race, right? He was so confident that the confidence really showed up in his results. It showed up when he started to win, when he won the 100-meter, when he won the 200-meter, which wasn't even really, I think the 100-meter is not his thing, but he stepped up and decided to do the 100-meter, and he won it, right? And he was confident about achieving it. Even in the press conferences, like a lot of in the docuseries, the athletes have to have press conferences before the race, telling the media how they feel and, giving them little bits that they can share in the media. Even the way he spoke in the press conference, it showed his confidence, right? Confidence can achieve so much in life, in business, in the sports arena when you are confident. Another person that was super confident was Sha'Carri Richardson. So Sha'Carri Richardson, similar to Noah Lyles, is almost like a little borderline of, is this stepping into arrogance, or is this stepping into being boasty, or is it just strictly confidence in her ability, confidence that she can achieve the thing, right? She always showed up with a level of confidence that exuded the atmosphere, right? It took on a whole level of its own, but you knew she was confident. She's not going to doubt her ability. So confidence is another key lesson that I really learned from this docu-series on Netflix, Sprint, and why these high level, high achieving athletes were able to achieve the levels that they were able to achieve was really these 6 key things that we talked about on this YouTube live. Number 1, determination. Number 2, resilience. Number 3, having a coach, and having a good coach for that matter. Number 4, a support system, whatever that looked like for them. Number 5 was having a belief in different things, belief in their self, belief in their ability, belief in a higher power being God. And then number 6 is confidence. So I wanted to jump on this YouTube live to just share these insights, to share what I got from this docu-series Sprint. And again, like I said in the very beginning, this is not a topic that I usually talk about. Number 1, I'm not a big sports person at all. I do love track and field, and when it's the Olympics, and I believe the Olympics are starting very soon, I love watching track and field. That's probably really one of my favorite activities. I don't think it's called activities, but favorite thing that they spotlight and highlight in the Olympics is track and field. I also like gymnastics. Gymnastics is another one that I follow when it comes to the Olympics. So I really don't talk, and I don't watch like football or basketball or any other sports, but I really felt compelled to just jump on this Facebook Live to talk about sports, but really talk about sports when it comes to comparing it to business, right? Because a lot of times on this YouTube channel, I talk about business and I talk about faith, and I feel like this particular docuseries hits a little bit of both business and faith, because it can be applied. These key success principles or key success lessons can be applied to both the business side of things and also faith. I had some other names written down here. Shelly Ann Fraser Price. She was able to be consistently a high achieving athlete. And I think, even when you switch coaches, because her story was that she was coached with a Jamaican team called MVP. And then she switched from MVP to another coaching program. I don't think they highlighted the name of the other coach, but she was still able to succeed, right? She still had the right training, the right mindset, the right everything with that new coaching program that she was in. So that was an example of coaching and even switching coaching and still being able to achieve at a higher level. Sharika Jackson, she was also one of the Jamaican sprinters, and she was a part of MVP coaching, and she stayed with MVP coaching and also was super successful. So just picking the right coach for the right season can be key. So the 3 things that I wanted to highlight from the 6 that I mentioned: determination, resilience, a coach, support system, belief, and confidence, is a support system, belief, and coach. So I wanted to use this opportunity, as I just kind of recapped a little bit of the docuseries Sprint and what I got from it, as an opportunity to also extend an invitation. If you are watching this YouTube live and you are a woman of faith in business who may be struggling to market and promote your business, I want to invite you to be a part of a mastermind group. If you're not familiar with masterminds, it's really a powerful way to grow in all aspects. It helps you personal development, it helps you business development, and my particular mastermind helps you with spiritual development. So I want to invite you to be a part of an amazing mastermind that's really going to help you grow on many levels. And some of the 3 things that we're really going to be focusing on is making sure you have a support system. As you're out here in these streets as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, who's supporting you? Who has your back? In this mastermind, you have that built-in support system. It really is an ability to be supported on all levels when it comes to holding your vision for you. It comes to just supporting you in the work that you're doing in the world, you can really rely on the mastermind to do that. In addition, your belief. Your belief is one of the things that we're going to go deep into because we do master classes on the Activate Your Faith Mastermind. And what we're going to focus on this cycle is your belief. Like we talked about with those athletes, where they said belief was a huge reason as to why they won. We have to talk about your belief and go deep on your belief. Are you believing in yourself? Are you believing in your services? Are you believing God has given you the ability to succeed in business and in life? So in the mastermind, we're going to go really deep into your belief and strengthening your belief so you can show up in the marketplace with confidence. So we're going to be talking about that in the mastermind. And then coaching. So I'm going to be there to support you as your coach, as your guide, as your instructor, if you choose to join us in the Activate Your Faith Mastermind. So I am going to put the link probably in the comment section. I think I can do that on YouTube while I'm doing it live. Okay, so the link disappeared. So I'm going to have to, let me see if I can put it in here and talk at the same time. I'm never good at multitasking, but let me try and just put it in the comment section. So if you're interested in the Activate Your Faith Mastermind, I'm doing an interest call. So you can actually just schedule an interest call. And I put the link in the comment section. So I am hoping that it shows up on the YouTube side. And you should be able to just click on that link and we'll just have a conversation. We'll have a chat and find out if the mastermind is a good thing for you, if it's the right thing for you to really take your business to the next level, joining us with the Activate Your Faith Mastermind. It's starting soon. It starts on Friday, August 9th. So if this is something that you're watching now on the live or you're watching on the replay and it's before August 9th, 2024, now is your opportunity to really jump into this mastermind as we cover some of these key things that we talked about that really are key success strategies. So getting that support in the mastermind is what you're going to be able to do. So I put the link in the comment section. Hopefully you can see that in the comment section. Go ahead and schedule that call. Let's see if it's a right fit for you, because I really want you to succeed in life. I really want you to succeed in business if you're an entrepreneur and business owner, and being a part of a mastermind that really helps offer you that support that you need, that coaching that you need, and really building you up in that area of belief, which is so key. You get all of that when you join the mastermind. So I want to talk to you about it. I want to chat with you and see if it's a right fit for you. Because it is happening in about 3 weeks from the time of this YouTube live. So I thank you. I thank you for being on. I saw a couple of people pop in on the live. So if you watched on the live or if you're watching on the replay, I want to thank you for just joining the conversation. As I mentioned, if you did watch the docuseries on Netflix, Sprint, put it in the chat. I'd love to get your viewpoint on it. I'd love to learn what some of the key success things were that you learned from the docuseries. And if you didn't watch it, put it in there too. It's always interesting to kind of have a poll of people who did see it versus people who didn't see it. So I think that concludes everything that I really wanted to talk to you about when it comes to these particular key success lessons from this docuseries. And definitely, as I mentioned, you have an open invitation to really just chat with me about your next steps and taking yourself to the next level. If you are a woman of faith in business who's currently struggling on the level that you're at, and you really just need that community, you need that support, you need that coaching, you need that masterminding, and you really need to step into your mindset and tapping into a stronger belief, then this is really the next step for you. I really feel it's the next step for you. So definitely go ahead and click on that link. And thank you so much for joining me. I don't really usually do YouTube lives, as I mentioned, so it'll be interesting to see the difference between posting YouTube lives versus Facebook lives. And maybe I'll jump on here more often if it makes sense to do more on YouTube when it comes to lives. But I thank you so much if you're watching on the live. I thank you so much if you're watching on the replay. And hopefully I'll jump on and do another live sometime soon. All right. Bye.